Hey everybody, it's your host Lawrence with Slackercast coming at you live and in color. Today we have a very special episode. This is a follow-up to the spoiler-free review of The Batman. I know it's late. Everyone else has posted reviews. They're all over YouTube, but this is coming from OnlyBatFans, so we had to do it. Giving you our thoughts on the movie, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. Was it good or was it bad? So we'll go ahead and get started. I have a special guest with me today. I think it's his first time on OnlyBatFans, and that is Mr. Jonathan Cantrell.
It's Batman.
Dude, I'm not used to seeing you this blown up on the screen.
It's large. Everything, all the detail on my face. See it.
But it's good having you here, sir. Before we start, though, I want to do something different. We're going to be a shout out to the Patreons.
Yeah,
without you guys, we couldn't do any of this. So S'mores Indoors, Shelby W, Hayden Cornelius, Jay the Stingray, Orc 145626, Jonathan Cantrell himself has been helping us out. That's him.
I'm Batman.
We're going to be joined by Greg a little bit later. He's getting off work now. Maybe. But it's all right, guys. You got us. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And yeah, we'll have to do for now. But Jonathan, man, you mentioned yesterday, and you said you absolutely did not like this.
This is spoiler free or not?
Oh, this is spoiler in depth. We did spoiler free.
Okay,
so spoilers.
Okay.
Galore.
Okay, good, great. I love this because it was not great. I know a lot of people liked it. I went in thinking I was gonna like it because what's not to like? It's Batman. But I felt like now, first of all, acting wise, I don't feel like anybody phoned it in. I felt like everybody did a good job. It was a writing issue. I think everybody did as good as they could do with their parts. There was nothing really distracting. Like nobody stuck out. Sometimes you get like one actor, like, God, what is he doing there? Colin Farrell was fantastic as Penguin, I thought. And then that was pretty good. What they were, I just felt like it said it's supposed to be the second year.
Yeah.
He's in the first
Hold on, Jonathan, you're breaking up, man. All right, you're back now. You were like roboting out for like a whole sentence. Dude, last thing I heard you say was Robert Pattinson, and you just started going completely haywire. No, you mentioned the Penguin. You like the Penguin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Penguin. It was like they said it was supposed to be the second year that he was, in Gotham doing his vengeance thing, but it felt like the first week of it.
First week,
because
years flew by fast, man.
it really felt like man, like these regular guys are beating up Batman. You know, and I understand he supposedly hasn't learned all the stuff yet. I'm like, but damn, I'm in this suit that apparently is bulletproof, like it's supposed to be, because you take shotgun blast to the chest.
Yeah.
which was unintentionally hilarious. By the way, I busted out laughing in the theater when that happened because he gets yeeted like for 10 feet. And I just busted out laughing like, you let this regular no-name dude do that to Batman. I mean, you just let Batman get beat up the whole movie.
Well, Jonathan, we discussed this before we go any further. You had said, "What if?" Or we were talking about watching movies in theaters. Does it make the movie like the experience better? So, like when you watch a movie in theaters, it's like, "Dang, it's the best thing I've ever seen." And you watch it at home, you're like, "Fuck, what was I thinking?"
Now, I mean, certainly in an action movie, it's going to be better. That's just the way it is because you got that old surround sound and everything. Everything hits hard,
yeah,
yeah, it feels better. That's why we still going to the theaters today. It's not the $10 popcorn, I promise. Oh, man. But
so with that said, I'm worried. You got me worried, man. Maybe when this comes out, I may not have the same opinion of it. But for now, I went on record as saying this was the best Batman yet. So we need to figure somebody is wrong. Somebody we need to figure out what's going on here because
I didn't really like where the Christian Bale Batman kind of ended up, but I really liked how it started. Even though this is kind of supposed to be where this movie is at, this kind of comparison. This is before he goes and does his training, and I like Christian Bale's Batman way better than this one. And one of the things that I did find funny, and it got more irritating as the movie went, was when Riddler would hit him with these riddles. I was getting riddles right off the bat. Now I don't know if I'm supposed to.
Oh, you were solving the riddles?
Yeah, not like the ciphers and all that stuff, because who could? But it was like, he would do a riddle, and I'm like, oh, it's lie down. It's laying down, or laying dead or whatever it was. I said it, and he's like, the cops couldn't get it. Like, the cops are supposed to be, you, essentially. And then he's like, he gives him the answer. I'm like, yeah, that's the answer. That's like a fucking kid would know that. I'm not saying I'm smart. I'm saying that Batman is
who had better riddles? Who had better riddles, Jim Carrey or Paul Dano?
Ooh, man, I'm trying to remember one of the riddles.
One of the riddles from Batman Forever was that I have 12 numbers on my face. What am I? And it was like a fucking clock.
Yeah.
What I loved about it was him and Alfred have all the riddles from Batman Forever, and like they solve them right there. Like he's like, Edward Nigma, and it's like, what the fuck?
Right. These riddles weren't that easy. That's right. That's what I'm saying. It's like I expect Batman, like in that point in the writing, you should tell me one I can't get right away, because I want to feel dumber than Batman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I feel like because he's, and everybody's saying, oh, he's not the, world's greatest detective yet. I'm like, well, he's not dumb to start with. Like, you got to have some kind of talent to build off of. Like, he's not stupid. You don't go learning riddles in, some ancient Tibetan temple or something. You're going to be smart to start with.
It's like you either know the riddles, you either solve riddles or are good at solving them, or you're not. There's no training he could have done to make him like a riddle buster.
Exactly.
You can't train start with ninjas. Off that way. Yeah, you can't train with ninjas and just become a fucking puzzle master. There was nothing in his training that he just is naturally smart. He has a high IQ right off the bat.
Exactly. So I didn't know why they made that decision.
Okay, I can hear you on that one.
It was little things like that built up over the time that was like, God, man, just make him a little Batman. Like, show me, like he's getting his ass whooped, And a lot of kids, like, when it's one-on-one, he knocks a thug down, he's gone, whatever. Great. I can do that.
Right.
I can punch a guy that wasn't ready. Once he starts fighting like 5 dudes, man, they start teeing off on him, except for the fact he's got bat suit that, these blows don't go through.
Well, let me ask you this though. What do you think? So you talked about what you didn't like. What did you like on that?
Well, like I said, the acting was pretty good. Pattinson, I thought he was good as Batman, which I didn't think he would be. That was a pleasant surprise.
Everyone, hold on, time out on that. Everyone has always discredited all these Batman. Every one of them has been like frowned upon. Like Ben Affleck, everyone was like, "Oh, what the heck, Ben Affleck, Batfleck, he's gonna suck." Michael Keaton even caught crap, and people were like, "Mr. Mom, he's gonna be Batman." Like every Batman, everyone has doubted, and they've done good. It's like Matt Damon said. He was like, "They're not playing King Lear."
I never doubted Val Kilmer.
No one did.
George. Yeah. I doubted George Clooney because it's Clooney, and he was so at best, in my opinion. But again, that was a lot of writing too.
I'll go on record and say Val Kilmer was just underserved by the script, I think. But he's actually one of the underrated Batmans.
Yeah,
half of it is the voice,
Yeah, you got to nail the voice, and then of course Christian Bale went overboard with the
board. His Batman Begins voice.
Swear to me.
Yeah, like his Batman Begins voice is perfect. Like it's not. Perfect's a little bit overstated, but it's not bad. It's not to where you parody it. You know what I'm saying? And in 2 and 3, he just went throat cancer, full throat cancer.
I feel like he kind of he puts his lips out too far when he does it. No. And he does a little bit as he's Bruce Wayne too, which I found that kind of funny.
I'm glad you touched on that. One of the things I didn't like, I'm going to start off with what I didn't like, and you brought up a good point with the Batman and Bruce Waynes. I think that Robert Pattinson didn't do a good job as Bruce Wayne for the simple reason that there should be 2 different people. I think that was an idea very early on, that Bruce Wayne was going to be the playboy and because to be different from Batman, so no one could ever accuse him of being Batman, a selfless guy who's spending his money and time saving the city. He's supposed to be like a playboy and wasting his money on women and cars. I think they kind of messed up on that. The emo Bruce Wayne, because there's one point where a cop's like, "Oh, Bruce Wayne is the same cop that was a dick to him as Batman." Okay, why would you mistake this emo, sullen, rich guy for not being the same guy you were just talking to that night as a cop? Like, you literally had one-on-one conversation with this person. You should know right off the bat this is the same guy. Like, you wouldn't be happy to see this Robert Pattinson Batman or Bruce Wayne. He's too emo.
Yeah, well, this guy that keeps staring at a kid. You might want to watch him a little closer, there, officer.
There's nothing this Bruce Wayne has done to make me think that anyone would be happy to see him. You'd probably want to be like, "What the fuck? Well, why is this guy still alive?"
I guess it's just money. It's just money makes makes people nice to you, I guess.
Why did anyone feed this guy's face to a rat? That's what I'm thinking with this Robert Pattinson Bruce Wayne. But I'll say this. Maybe that goes back to the year 2 Batman thing. This whole he's still learning the ropes. I'll give you some leeway on that. But I like the idea of the fight scenes. Like, you didn't like him. You didn't like the Batman getting beat up.
Yeah.
I felt like that kind of reminded me of Batman Begins, where the dogs were, not Batman Begins, but The Dark Knight, where he's fighting in the parking garage and like the dog is biting him and he's got to throw the dog. Then he jumps on the van and he's trying to saw through it, and then he gets hit by a pillar. Then he gets up and he's in pain. I like that because it makes him human. That's the whole point of the Batman, is like, this is a guy who has, built himself up, trained, did all this, but at the end of the day, is still human. So sure. I do like the fact that he's fighting 10 dudes, and they get a couple free licks off of him because he's just human.
I just felt like they went too far, like too human, as in like when the police come in there and this dude in the bat suit. I mean, you think about if you walked into a room and there's a guy in a bat suit in a crime scene, you're gonna be, what the hell are you doing here? What is this freak show doing in here? Think about that. If a dude is doing that, that is wild. You know, and you're gonna say, you're like, what is this guy doing in here? Is this just a guy in a bat suit? And yeah, it is, because they do nothing to say like this guy is special. You see what I'm saying? Am I breaking up again? Oh. Are you breaking up? I can't tell. Maybe. Wait for it. Oh boy. Nope. And he's gone. Well. And how do you let him back in? He picture. Poor man got cut off of his own show. But that being said,
hold on, dude, I'm back. What happened?
Yeah. I don't. You went like straight robotic for a while. I couldn't tell if it was me or you.
Nah, it was me this time. My whole thing crashed. But I was saying, like, when you were talking about the inhuman parts, like he needs to be more myth. And I hear you, man. But this is year 2. There is that.
Right.
But the whole.
I just want a little bit. I just want a little bit of what sets him above
the bulletproof
these police
armor.
officers. I mean, but that's a material thing. It's like, okay, so you put me in some armor, and now I deserve to be in there on the crime scene. See what I'm saying? Uh-oh, you're doing it again.
Showing my back.
I think so.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Jonathan,
are you there? Yes. I am here. Can you hear me? Maybe.
I can hear you.
Okay, good.
No, but I was saying, okay, I was saying basically, like, this is, I'm tired of using the year 2 excuse. That am I here?
Your connection is rough tonight.
Yeah, it's showing it's unstable, but I don't know why. I got all bars on.
I don't know. You got anything else running?
Fuck. Every other night it's been good. Jonathan, you still? It's Lawrence this time. It's me. Oh, freak. All right, am I
Yeah, I
back?
told you. I think so. Like you're good for the
Yeah,
moment, anyway.
my bars are good. Okay. What are we saying? Oh yeah,
Thank you, honey. That's my wife.
I figured the last name kind of gave it away.
Fair enough.
But I was saying, dude, okay, and Batman Begins and the Nolan Batmans, he did a good job of making Batman supernatural, like the jump cuts and the weird fighting, and like he would be here, and then he'd be gone. I see what you're saying. That is missed.
Yeah. There's none of that. Like Commissioner Gordon is talking to him. He turns around. He's not there.
I was going to ask you that. Did they ever do that? I don't remember that.
I they may have done it once, if I'm remembering right.
He punches him. That's how he gets away. He just punches you.
Yeah.
And then, like,
I mean, I guess it has the same effect.
You get knocked out and forget. Like, was I talking to somebody?
Hey, I just in your eyes, I disappeared. I was just gone.
Maybe that's a year 2 thing.
Right. Yeah, he's got to get to year 3 before he does the disappearance stuff.
Yeah, he learns
he's got to level up.
Seriously. He loves the Batmobile. Yay or nay?
But big nay on that. And
what?
Like, don't get me wrong, it looked cool, but it's like they did no explanation of it, no reveal, no nothing. It's just like there's a car at night that you can't really see except for the fire and stuff.
They did the reveal when Penguin sees it. He turns around slow and he hears it revving up, and the lighting, yeah,
right. But it's in the dark. It's raining. Like, I mean, it's like, well, what a bad way to reveal your Batmobile. I mean, and like we were saying last night, it couldn't keep up with his '57 Chevy.
Man, I told you about why he couldn't keep up. He was trying.
It's got a jet engine in the back. How could he not catch him?
He was on an interstate,
so he should be able to hit that sideline and just go. I don't know. It's hard to make excuses for that car. I mean, I want to like it. Like I said, it looked all right. I mean, but
I'll say I'll say this. I'm just happy it's a car again, man. I'm tired of Tank. I'm tired of
yeah. I mean, I didn't really like the Tank thing. I like the story behind it. I like that they gave it a story, like a background of why it's this thing. I like that.
I don't, because
I didn't like the thing to start with.
The thing is, first off, the Batmobile is a fucking souped up hot rod with bat fins on it. That's all it is. It's the coolest car you ever thought of as a kid with bat fins painted black. It's saying it's like the
Batman animated series or the Michael Keaton Batman. That's the cool Batmobile to me.
Yeah, I mean, it should be something. And here's the thing: you talked about the story behind the Batman Begins Batmobile, and it was a repurposed government item. Like, here's the thing: is that Batman should be smart enough that he makes it for him. He doesn't need the government to make him stuff and repurpose it like that.
Sure.
He makes it on his own. Like, Batman would be like, I need a car, and he just builds it from scratch, from the top bottom. Maybe he has some help from Morgan Freeman. I forget the name of the character. Fox. What's his name? Because I think he's from the comics, and he helps Batman build his cars and arsenal. I can't think of the name. The guy Morgan Freeman plays in the Batman, the Nolan trilogy.
It's Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, just Morgan Freeman. The other.
You know what? Speaking of that, that's another thing. The gadgets. He hardly uses any. There's hardly any gadgets at all. He's got the grappling hook he uses like once.
The parachute suit?
He has the parachute suit. Hey, Jamie.
Thanks, Jamie.
Appreciate you coming by. He uses that. What else he got? The adrenaline thing, because apparently he knew
that was weird.
Adrenaline.
Yeah, I didn't get that. And then someone's like, they're teasing Bane. And I was like, why does he use Bane?
yeah. I was like, because I did the same thing. I was like, is that a Bane connection?
Like, why does he use a laughing gas next? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Yeah, the hand buzzer or something from Joker. Like, let's tease that, But when I realized that, that's probably adrenaline that he did, then I like how he just like straight up resurrects, like, I'm good. It's time to beat the shit out of this one guy. I kept saying, it's like a long running joke with Batman. He beats up the bad guys real bad, and then he's like, "Now talk," and they're like their faces caved in. And I wanted with everything my being when he went, he just beat because he's got like metal on his gauntlet there. Yeah. So I'm expecting this dude to be messed up, like looks like dog for a face, and because he sits there beating him for a good solid 20 seconds, just clear, and then and then they just go to the guy, and he's got a little blood here. I thought he was on adrenaline. Like, I mean, I've beat up people worse than that. I didn't even have. I had bare knuckles.
I have no explanation. I can't say year 2 for that. That doesn't make sense. The physics change in 2 years.
I was like, man, because I'm like, yes, yeah, now we're talking. Batman is beating the shit out of somebody. This is what I'm talking about. And then you switch to the guy, and he's all, okay, it's just a little bit of blood on him.
I like how he says to Gordon, he's like, no guns. And then Gordon's like, he's like, no, that's your thing. That's your thing.
I wanted Alfred to make that line. I wanted like somebody to come for Alfred, and he's like, shh, like he's got the double barrel, But
that would have been nice. But speaking of Alfred, what'd you think of him? How many Alfreds have we had by now? We had Michael Caine.
Boy. Yeah, Michael Caine.
Jeremy Irons. We thought he was going to come in and be the Alfred to end all Alfreds.
Yeah.
And now we have Gollum, the guy who played Gollum.
Yeah, we got Gollum.
Andy Serkis.
And I didn't think he did a bad job. I mean, Alfred's got to have a British accent.
It's like have a British accent and be an actor with a resume, and you're in.
I mean, Andy Serkis has an impressive resume. So, he didn't do terribly. I don't want to make it sound like he did bad because Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
So, like I said, nobody phoned it in the show.
He was British.
It's British. That's his qualification.
Speaking of performances, I was head over heels for the Riddler. Paul Dano, I thought was his shining moment. No one else cares. Like no one else gives a shit. And I'm like, this guy was something else as the Riddler. You know what I'm saying? He made Riddler terrifying. Like I could believe this guy spends his nights making riddles and ciphers and Zodiac style shit. Like it was just a really good performance. But no one
he couldn't figure out a different way than getting caught himself.
I thought that was a little cliche. Everyone's done that whole I did it to get caught. Like Joker did that.
I want to get out of here. At least with Joker, like he didn't spend long in there. Like it was all part of the plan. It was like, okay, this is happening all the time. You think you got me? No, you don't. I got you.
Loki did the same thing where he got caught by the MCU or caught by the Avengers, and then he was like, "Oh, I planned to get caught." Everyone does that. Stop doing that, Hollywood. Just stop.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a cool thing because you get to have that interaction face to face with the good guys and bad guys. Whatever. So that's a cool way to get dialogue between the two without having actual conflict. So I get that, that mechanic, if you will. But it was just hilarious. He's like, "Haha, you caught me!"
You. And then it kind of works because
you actually caught me.
Plan. No, he didn't want to get out. He was like, that was the joke or the riddle, I guess. That was the whole puzzle. Was he wanted to be inside of the asylum to protect himself from the craziness that was going to come, and it was like, get it? I'm safe in the crazy house, and y'all are fucked up insanity or outside of the asylum. I thought that was cool.
That's an interesting thought, but I mean, doesn't matter how safe you are, you're trapped to trap.
Yeah, it's like you're going to spend
the rest of the outside shuts down, then you're not going to get any food, water, anything you need, so you're going to die anyway.
I don't know. That was
he's thinking too short-sighted for somebody that's so goddamn smart. He's very short-sighted.
Well, it made it like he didn't care. I figured that's what it was. It was like he had all this frustration built up. And this is why I think it's a great movie. This is what we're getting into. Why I think this is so good.
Good or great?
Why I think it's so good is equivalent to great. So good is just another way of saying great. If I just said good, then it would be like, eh. Okay, I'll say it's great because I made my bet. I got to lay in it. I said this movie was great, and I watched it and I loved it. I loved the mood of I loved the setting. I liked how it was kind of like an episode in Batman's life. Like he's already kind of established himself. He's still the second year, but it's more like you got to see the city, how he goes, the club, Iceberg Lounge, how Penguin is weird when they just see the bat signal. Like shit like that was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was because you got to see how everyone thought in the city, the police and this, that, and the other, and the politicians and people that were controlling Gotham. And Batman Begins kind of touched on that. But it didn't do it the way this film kind of set it up story-wise. Was like he was. Did I fucking freeze again?
You're trying to.
Jonathan, can you?
You're trying to freeze. I see you kind of going in and out.
Am I here?
I think you're here.
And my bars are really bad.
Yeah, you're fuzzy, but I can hear you.
At least you can hear me. But you hear what I'm saying? Like basically with Riddler, like he was like good because he was targeting corrupt politicians and like
right
cops. He was doing what Batman was doing, and this is what the whole point of the movie was that Batman was all about vengeance because the Penguin keeps calling him vengeance. He's like, I'm vengeance. I'm this. I'm dark. He meets the Riddler and realizes I can't do this. I can't be this vengeance shit no more because he is basically me. But it's like to the next step. And Riddler was all about justice too. He was killing all the bad guys, but he didn't like that was the road it was taking him. And that's why Batman has to make that decision of like, I'm not just vengeance. I can also be a hero. That's what that big scene was where he's saving the people of Gotham and leading them out with that light and rescuing them instead of just beating up bad guys. So I liked how the movie structure was, and I thought it was great. Because it felt like the comic Batman, dude. The only problem I had with the Nolans, the thing that stops me from loving the Nolan Batmans was that it didn't feel like the Penguin could exist in that universe, or the Riddler, or Well, so it just felt too real. You know what I mean? I wanted to see a comic, something as close to the comics as possible.
Oh well, another thing was Batman doesn't save freaking anybody.
Where?
Like he's always too late to save everybody.
And which ones?
In this movie.
At the end, he does, because remember they're like trapped under the thing in the flood, and he reaches.
But they go down there. Like he's like he could have stopped them from going down there.
It's his second year, Dan.
It's like that's what I was saying. Like we have people to deal with these situations. The National Guard. That's what they're for. to help in these scenarios. Police officers, first responders. Well, they're the ones supposed to be doing that. He's not supposed to be the one down there getting in the water.
Jonathan, they're not going to do that.
These are like regular people. These are not politicians. These are like regular people doing their everyday job. They're going in there saving people like they're supposed to do.
But they're leaders.
He's not supposed to be a glorified one of them. He's supposed to be taking down villains like Riddler.
It's not just about beating up bad guys. We can save people too, Jonathan.
But he didn't. That's what I'm trying to say.
He did.
But the whole place felt like the time to save him was before the bombs blew up. Right? What about the mayor-elect that he let get shot?
He didn't like her. No one did.
He
did that on purpose.
He let her get shot.
He said, "Yeah, I can't."
So you're probably corrupt too. Just let him get her too, I guess.
Like, he gave that speech in his head where he said, "I don't I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you.
Yeah.
Begins.
Yeah. It's like that's what I'm saying. It's like he didn't save anyone. The girl that he Catwoman, and the girl she's trying to save, that he tried to help her save, dead.
I mean,
another one dead. Like, damn.
Because he ended
up saving was Falcone. That's the only one he ended up saving.
But then he got him killed because remember he got sniped. He went under the light. He brought him into the light.
And then he failed at that. And then
here's the thing. Again. He's more of a detective. And to be a detective, a crime has to be committed for him to solve. He's more like Sherlock Holmes. So like he can't just stop crimes before they happen because that doesn't make sense. Like a cop can't actually arrest you before you committed a crime. He's more of a cop in this. That's what I like about this, and what separates it from the other Batmans is it's Detective Batman. We've never had Detective Batman. We never had Sherlock Holmes Batman.
But he don't figure nothing out that's useful.
Thumb drive.
The thumb drive that had a thumb on it. Yeah, I could have figured that one out, Batman.
And the rat with wings.
Detective.
Who was the rat with wings? Did we ever figure that one out? It was a Falcone.
That was Falcone, yeah.
I love penguins.
He ended up being the rat.
And he had wings?
Talking about, because it's a falcon. Falcone, wings.
True.
He was rat with wings.
Well, they called him Falcone, too. He's not Falcone, he's Falcone.
But it's, you put the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
And Batman Begins, he was Falcone. And this is they turned into Falcone because of that whole correlation to Falcon. Oh, I see how they did.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Where's Falcone?
I did cringe. We'll talk about the music. We talked about everything else, the acting and all that. We'll talk about the score. I did cringe when they played the Nirvana stuff a little bit too much. I don't like when movies play soundtracks like that in the film. I'd rather it have its own music. It's like a Star Wars.
Batman has a theme. Like he has a theme music. Well, where's that at? Why are we playing Nirvana?
Right, I didn't like that. That's like a Star Wars. That's like a Star Wars started playing like Rush or something out of nowhere.
Playing ZZ Top.
ZZ Top. It's like you have
sharp dressed man as Luke Skywalker walks in.
Blue suede shoes.
Like what? Why is that here? Doesn't make any sense.
And then they played it multiple times. And it was like, y'all really feeling this.
You're getting all the money out of this license. I understand. You're gonna really ring it out.
It made me depressed. I mean, music has a way of making you feel a certain way. And the Nolan Batmans, the music makes you pumped up and excited and thrilled. This music made me feel like wanting to shoot myself in theater. I wanted to give myself riddles. Start kidnapping myself.
For Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, no, right? No, sorry. Sorry, sir.
Oh, man.
I will say it had a dour, but I liked it because like the mood kind of piece for it, where it was like Batman just cruising through Gotham, kind of like a taxi driver, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Just
like a regular patrolman. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is exactly what I'm saying. Is like at this point, he is no better than a regular police officer.
You're right. And he's going to earn his way to being, because Commissioner Gordon's not even commissioner yet, is he? He's just working for other guys.
All right. So
they're all kind of just starting out, you know?
So my question is how does he get up when clearly all these other police officers, or at least not necessarily the officers, but the people above them are corrupt?
They're going to get knocked off by Riddler.
That's what I'm saying. So somebody's going to kill him, I guess, or he's going to put him away at some point, and then Commissioner Gordon gets moved right on up in his place.
Well, it's what happened in the Batman Begins in the Dark Knight whenever that Commissioner Loeb got killed with the poison whiskey, and then they're like, Commissioner Gordon, and everyone started
clapping. Yeah, good job. Don't mess with this guy.
Yeah.
Jesus. This guy gets promoted every other day. This guy ahead of him gets killed.
Right. Yeah, he went from lieutenant sergeant to lieutenant to commissioner in the span of 1 year.
Last week.
Yeah.
I'm starting to suspect this man is something.
Yeah, just you, by the way. No one else gets any promotions.
Yeah, nobody else.
It's his mustache, dude.
That's the stash. Could be. Oh, that was the other thing. Don't get me wrong. The guy Jeffrey Wright is a guy that played Gordon, and
I love that guy and everything he's in.
I haven't seen him prior to this. I don't think. Maybe I have, and I just didn't recognize him. But he looked like Neil deGrasse Tyson to me.
Yeah, he always does. He's always like Neil
deGrasse Tyson. And I leaned over to my buddy, and I'm like, "Well, I'm glad Neil deGrasse Tyson got another gig in the Hayden Planetarium in New York."
Yeah,
glad he's doing something else now.
Did he get fired from being a scientist? How does that work? Like, I know he had that allegation against him, which was a dumb allegation.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing. People always trying. Hoes always trying, man.
But his whole thing was he didn't even touch anybody. It was like he said some lame shit. That was his sin.
Yeah, it's like, man, if you listen to his Twitter, he says lame shit all the time. So I mean, don't get me wrong,
man.
Love the man, but he says some dorky shit.
He got me too just for saying some shit.
Yeah, like I forgot you couldn't could you not just say stuff? Dang.
How about this? You just turn him down, leave, get out of there. So yeah, he did look like Neil deGrasse Tyson. That's one of his. It's been like that since the beginning.
That was a little distracting for me because as soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh man, I'm going to think that's him the whole time. But still, would not have changed my opinion of the movie because, like I said, I expected to go in and really like it because everybody else is liking it, and usually I'm right along with the crowd, But
here he is, the man himself, finally.
The man,
Gregory Cummings,
the legend.
What's going on, sir?
You basically missed my whole rant.
Oh, you fixed it for us.
There you go.
That's right.
Greg is the hero the other way. Needed. He's the hero the podcast needed, just not the one we wanted.
Swear to me.
Oh man, I had the channel up playing while you were still talking, and it was like blending together, and I was messing with them. I was like, "Wait a minute, what the hell's going on?" There's a lot of people talking in here, but there's only 3 of us. All right, so what have we discussed so far?
We're really
everything.
I won't say wrapping up, but
probably so. I mean, I'm a little late to the party.
Okay, so Jonathan hated it. I heard his points. I said it was great, and I stuck by it.
Well, give me your points, and then I want to hear his points, and then I'll touch on that.
Okay, I'll give you my points. My
just
points were
quickly.
Quick points. Okay, what I liked about it, I liked the mood. I liked Batman Detective. I liked the Batmobile. I liked the acting, and I liked Riddler. I liked Paul Dano. What I didn't like, Robert Pattinson Bruce Wayne, emo Bruce Wayne, didn't like it. What I didn't like, the Nirvana score. It was weird to me why they put like sound like music like that in a Batman movie. He's got his own music. Get it out of there.
Well, he's emo. Has to be.
He has a theme.
He has his own music. We said this before, Greg. Before you jumped on, we said Star Wars playing Rush music or playing ZZ Top. Yeah. Like what the?
Luke Skywalker, in Mandalorian, it opens up and ZZ Top starts playing. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Well, I'll say this: everything that you just touched on, Lawrence, I liked as well. However, even though we shit all over it, I actually loved the Riddler costume after seeing it, in action.
That's what I was saying.
It was spot on. It gave that Zodiac vibe, like we were saying.
Well, Greg, let's get into Jonathan. Jonathan, go ahead and tell him your points.
Well, I would say the biggest issue is the fact that Batman is maybe this much higher than your random police officer in the show. in both physical ability and both mental ability, because these guys can't figure out these simple little riddles he's doing, and they're like, what? And what? And then he's like, oh, it's laying down, don't worry about it. But it's like schoolhouse riddles. Like, yeah, he got them because they're easy. And I was telling him, I say, it was poor writing on their part. Like, you should hit the audience with something they can't get right away.
Okay, Jonathan, I hear you on that. And this is the thing. They should make the Riddler, we should be able to interact with the puzzles. Stop making the Riddler like two-dimensional. Like, the riddles should be for us too. And it should be like, we should be thinking and playing along with it. And I feel like the movie didn't do that. Like you're saying, like they've never done that with Riddler.
That, because you had the Cypher thing. Okay, that's for the character to figure out. They hit you with the riddle, and
that should be for us.
I want Batman to be smarter than me. You know what I'm saying? But I want the cop to be dumber than me. You see what I'm saying? Like in that, you know what I'm saying? I want to be in the middle somewhere. And Batman was on level with me because I was getting it. And I didn't like that. It made me feel like I was on par with him. And I'm not supposed to be. He's supposed to be Batman.
But this is a younger Batman. This is not, in his prime Batman.
This is what we were saying earlier.
We did touch on this
what we're saying. Like, look, you don't get smarter from going to get training. Okay?
Yeah.
You're going to start off with a pretty good IQ to start with. Like, you're either smart or you're dumb. I'm sorry.
You can either solve riddles or you don't. Like, that's just not your thing.
I understand there's going to be a little more worldly, experience, whatever. Fine. But
what's up, Diane Breed?
So a question, if I may.
Riddle you this.
Did Batman go to high school?
Who knows? I mean, you're rich. He could just bought one, I guess. Bought a diploma.
Alfred taught him.
Alfred taught him everything.
He was mansion schooled.
So I liked Alfred. I liked Pattinson as Batman. I like the darkness of the movie. I loved Colin Farrell's Penguin.
Oh yeah, me
too.
Once you found out who it was, I loved the actor that played Riddler. Everything about the movie I liked. Even the overall story of it. Just the plot layout was done pretty well to me for movies of the past when we come to Batman. But what I didn't like was, for one, like, you didn't get enough explanation of like Batman in general. Like they just kind of threw him at you. There's like you better
to assume some things.
Yeah, you better already know this. Like for example,
you better already know this.
Like for example, when it comes to the Bruce Wayne stuff, like give me any indication whatsoever that Bruce was rich, other than they just said he was rich.
He had a table.
Yeah, nothing showed that he was rich. I mean, like. The whole thing with Bruce Wayne is, they always talk about his billionaire lifestyle and things like that, but you didn't fucking see it in this movie because he was a recluse. I mean,
he had a 1967 Chevy thing, Stingray.
Yeah, but I know old people here.
Maybe that could have caught Penguin.
I know old people who have that here.
Maybe that car could have caught Penguin because the Batmobile couldn't.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. I think we talked about that already. The Batmobile should not have been having problems keeping up with the Penguin's vehicle.
It's year 2. The Batmobile hasn't had time to train. It's only had 2 years.
It still had a fucking jet engine on it.
It's still waiting on parts, dude.
I'm going to get my Ford out here. I'm going to catch that car.
This was the issue I had with the Batmobile too, is they made it a big thing to show that this thing has a fucking jet engine on the back of it. But then you don't hear any more about that for the rest of the chase scene.
It proceeds to go 55 miles an hour.
Exactly.
Well, there's a reason he chose to ride his motorcycle more than the Batmobile.
I guess so. And New York traffic is rough.
Yeah, like nothing about Bruce Wayne was impressive. That's the one thing that bothered me about the way they portrayed it. The emo shit didn't bother me because I kind of looked at this as an adolescent Bruce Wayne, like not in his prime. So that really didn't bother me. But everything else about it did. I feel like the portrayal of Bruce should have been way better, but people aren't really watching the movie for Bruce. I guess they're watching it for Batman. And
I hear what you're saying. Because what did this Batman stand for other than vengeance? And I touched on this earlier where I said it's like when he meets the Riddler, he finally finds his morals. Where it's like I can't go that far. This is where I'm headed if I keep down my path of vengeance only.
It's like, I'm gonna be like being a dick.
I mean, dick, yeah.
So here's the problem I had with how the movie wrapped up with the Riddler is like he just let himself get caught.
Oh my god!
He put up no fight whatsoever.
Like, okay, all right. So we were talking about this is a common trope here lately with villains letting themselves get caught, whatever. When Joker did it, when Joker did it, it was like he was not in there long.
Yeah.
He felt like that was exactly where he was supposed to be, and then this guy, he wasn't smart enough to figure out a different way to not get caught, because once he gets caught, it's over.
And then he seems happy about it. He was fucking happy about it, all smiling and shit. I'm like, dude, you're going to the nut house. What are you so happy about?
Forever.
Exactly. And Lawrence was saying, it was because
the flood and it was gonna be crazy.
Everything that was about to happen outside. I was like,
I did like that thing that he did though, like the whole thing with the flood and stuff like that. I thought it was gonna have more of an impact than it did.
That was a cool bad guy thing to do. But if the whole outside world is pretty much gone, you're gonna starve to death in there. It's like that's not the best place to be. The best place to be is out in Topeka somewhere.
With Joker,
away.
With Joker, Loki, and Kingpin, when they decided to get caught and try to manipulate things from the inside, there was always the end game to get out. Riddler's end game.
This is where I want to be.
So to make sure I understood this correctly, the person that the Riddler was talking to at the end of the movie was obviously the Joker, right?
Joker. Someone said it was Two-Face, and I'm like, where the fuck did you get that?
I got a Two-Face vibe for a second there, because he says something like, it says something by chance or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, Chance. I know a guy that's a big fan of Chance.
But you know what the genius of that scene was is that they never actually showed anybody, so you're just gonna be sitting here guessing because it could literally fucking be anyone in the Batman universe almost. So
I will not lose sleep.
Yo, I'll say this: I thought it was Joker because he mentions the clown thing and he starts laughing. Hold on, let's see what Dying Breed has to say. He says, I think the Riddler was always a step ahead of everybody else, so anyone who could catch him and understand his riddles would put a smile on his face knowing that there were other people like him.
I like the way they portrayed the riddles, though, with the cards and such like that. I did like that. That was cool. I look forward to every time I saw another one, just seeing what I would say.
Yeah,
I like the way he talked and everything. He was really Zodiac-like.
Yeah, they definitely drew a lot from that.
And actually, what I liked also is how he got his followers based on social media. Like he brainwashed these fucking people, and they, basically started his own little group. Yeah,
because Greg, the insurrection on January 6th with the whole
exactly,
So it is possible that you can have followers. So, I like how he had 500 followers and he was following no one. Did you get a little bit?
But I mean, I liked that because you can influence people online, man, if you have a strong enough message. So I love that part of it.
Yeah, certainly.
This is the whole scary thing about the internet. You can always, no matter how fucked up your point of view is, you can always find people with the same one.
Yep. All you got to do is find that one person and be like, you know what, I relate. I completely relate. Right. And then you keep listening and keep listening. And the next thing you know, you're a follower. So
then he had an army of Riddlers. Did you see how he did that? They caught one Riddler, but he traded 10 more for him. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I love that.
And I was also saying that how he saved no one.
He said he saved no one. But
how he tried to save everybody, but saved no one.
Well, Greg, look at it like this. Batman was always kind of like that. Batman's kind of like reactive. He's not proactive. Like a crime has to be committed before the signal goes on, and he investigates it and he solves it. He's not like Superman.
He was in a position to save several people.
I'm gonna say this.
They had to die first, dude.
Even though
otherwise he can't solve it.
Even though she was extremely hot, I kind of felt like Catwoman was not necessary in this movie.
She was the weak link, I thought.
It added.
Catwoman has always been the weak link in the Batmans.
I'm not going to say it didn't add anything, but if they were going to cut a part to trim the movie down, that was the one to do.
Yep, and it wouldn't have hurt the movie, honestly.
It would not
at all.
And I hate it because I thought she did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I liked her. I thought she did
in the character, whatever. But that should have been cut and got that down to 2.5 hours.
Her mask was fucking stupid, though. It looked like a sock hat. It's just been cut up.
I mean, so was Riddler's.
Yeah, but his at least had a little bit of thought into it.
Yeah.
Sock head.
It did. It looks like she bought one of those ski masks and then just
cut a circle in like Bomberman.
Like where you know how it separates on the eyes. Well, she just cut this part away, and then where the mouth is, she just cut that a little bit. There's her mask. She cut that bottom part off.
It had ears.
That's all she needs. Did it have ears? I don't remember.
I don't think it had any fucking ears.
I'm not sure. I don't know either way.
She just likes cats. That's all she has to do is like cats.
But it doesn't matter. She was there for a hot factor, and she achieved that.
Yeah. She did get that. That's unfortunate. That was the only reason she was in that movie.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought that, because I thought I was going to be alone in that, honestly.
And that was another one. The chick that Batman was helping her find, dead. Another one he didn't save.
They have to be dead for him to have a crime to try to solve.
Oh, so all right. So he finds him in the back of Falcon's car. Or no, it was Penguin's car, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And like she's laying there dead, and he's like, "Oh, magnifying glass. Let's see how she died."
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm pretty sure they killed him.
That's the difference between him and Superman. Superman saves you before you die. He stops you from ever experiencing pain. And all that.
Dang, you're not very much a hero, then, are you?
He's a vigilante and a detective, sir.
How fucking stupid was that mayor? She's like, "No, I have to go out here and say something." Shot.
Yeah, another one you didn't save.
Yo, yeah, you're right though. He didn't say the dude with the bomb neither. Remember the guy that was trying to solve the puzzles?
He was there to try to yell, "All right, let me figure this out. I'm Batman. Okay, I'm Batman. I'm gonna get this guy. Even though this guy deserved to die, whatever. You know, fine, great." Which made you not emotional about him being dead.
I'm gonna say this.
Still
in the Dark Knight, you know, that Batman saved a whole fucking boat of people.
No, they saved themselves. They didn't need the city didn't need Batman or Joker to decide its own way. Their morals on their own helped them. That's why I'm
pretty sure Batman wasn't out there fighting Joker. That something bad would happen there. Maybe, I don't know.
Who's gonna blow him up? Who's gonna blow him up anyway?
He would have blown him up anyways. But you're right. True, Batman did.
So you said you like this one better than the Nolan Batmans?
I do, because, like I said, I have to watch it again. We talking about this too. Maybe it was a theater effect.
That's a bold statement, man.
Maybe it was a theater effect, and then I just had the surround sound, and we haven't had Batman in so long that I was so hyped for this one. I have to see it again on my own to kind of draw that conclusion. But the things I liked about this Batman made me like it more than the Nolans. The city didn't look like just some old city. It had its own identity. I love the Batmobile. It looks like a car again and not a tank.
I did like that it was an actual car.
Yeah. And it felt like the Batman from the comics, dude. That's all I want to see is a comic kind of accurate Batman.
So since this is only Bat fans, you want to tell me like I don't really know a whole lot about this Michael Keaton making an appearance as Batman again thing that's going on. I mean, I'm excited about it. But
in the Flashpoint movie, it's the Flash's movie that's going to come out either sometime next year. I can't remember if it's 2024, but they're making a Flash movie where he basically is like the multiverse thing. It's kind of like Spider-Man Enter the what was that? The Spider-Man movie that just came out, Far From Home or No Way Home, where they had the multiple Spider-Mans, the different Spider-Mans from the different.
Love that movie, by the way.
Didn't see it yet. I want to though.
The new Flashpoint movie is going to be like that. We're just going to have all the different Batmans kind of.
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of gonna mark out for
if you see
Michael Keaton Batman again. I ain't gonna lie, I will.
There again, the first scene with Michael Keaton Batman, he nails the line. Who are you? I'm Batman.
It's true.
And this one, he says he's vengeance. He doesn't say he's
vengeance. I'm stupid.
What's wrong with just saying you're Batman? Why do you have to have that special fucking thing? Just say you're Batman.
Well, he also didn't do the disappearing act neither, and we were kind of bothered by that.
That really pissed me off.
I didn't realize
he didn't do the disappearing thing with Commissioner Gordon, which I guess is not Commissioner Gordon yet. He's just Gordon.
Well, I mean, he kind of did it once when he was in I forget where he was in that apartment or whatever, and that cop turned around and he was gone.
Yeah, he did do it there. But the guy was turned around. He didn't do it like right there, you know.
I do want to see Batman using more gadgets. Like the Nolan Batman didn't do that neither.
Well, that adds to what I was saying about he didn't seem like he had any money. He seemed like broke ass Batman. Like,
he was one step above Green Arrow. Both are riding motorcycles at this point.
Right.
You're Batman. You're fucking rich, man. Show us some of that flair, not.
Yeah, even the '89, he had the bat plane. You know what I'm saying? Like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And Joker's like, "Where the fuck did he get one of those?"
He pulls out the big.
That's
revolver.
the beautiful. Yeah, well, that's the beautiful thing of Batman. He has a tool for every situation. Like
Broke ass Batman.
Broke ass Batman. That's this is the one. That's how I'm gonna know this Batman from now on. Broke ass Batman.
I mean, he's got to show me something, man.
What if Batman was broke? This is what we're
broke back Batman.
I definitely don't want to see that one.
That's a whole different thing.
I'm sure it's out there.
I'm sure it is.
Well, they had Heath Ledger for one of them, so they could have made it happen had he not passed away. We'll have Jake Gyllenhaal for the next one.
Oh, good. He can cry some because he's in a movie. He's gonna cry.
Don't hate on Jake. I like Jake.
Yeah, I like Jake. He's a good Mysterio. Mysterio
the
was
bad
right.
thing, somebody's dying in the movie if Jake Gyllenhaal's there. Somebody close to him is dying. Don't get attached to nobody. Something bad is happening to Jake Gyllenhaal because they got to have the man cry for a minute.
He's very good at crying.
I guess so. Maybe he cries on cue, and they're like, you know what? We're going to use this.
So let me get this. Let me try to understand this. And this is only Batman's. I'm kind of embarrassed to ask this, but is this a part of the DCEU or what is this Batman? Is it standalone?
Great question.
Yeah,
because if it is, it's about 5 movies from being. He's 5 movies from being Batman, apparently. So, you know,
hashtag broke ass.
That's right. I'll get going on Twitter.
Damn right.
Broke ass Batman.
So have they already signed on for more movies? Is that gonna happen? I mean, how many did Pattinson sign on for?
It's supposed to be a trilogy.
Okay.
DC doesn't know what the fuck they want to do because this has nothing to do with the DCEU.
Why are we even looking at a new Batman? Does it make any sense? You got all these other DC movies out right now, and it's not correlating with any of them.
And then the Joker came out. Remember that last year or 2 years ago? The Joker, and it was that has nothing to do.
Yeah, they never did anything with that, and I loved that movie.
Why are we doing these movies? Okay, if the movie come out, it's good, great, fine, but why? It's not connected to anything else.
Now, what if they did that? What if they did that like this? If they're doing the whole little multiverse thing where they're bringing in different versions of characters and stuff, what if they brought that version of the Joker in? That would be kind of odd, wouldn't it? Since that movie is almost like not a comic book movie, but so it would almost be like unfitting.
Certainly
for them to bring that Joker into that.
Well, they kind of made like an Easter egg because that one's supposed to take place in like the 80s or something because it was like I don't know, it was the Joker is supposed to take place in the past. This Gotham City looks like that Gotham if it was taken to current time, like if it was that 70s, 80s looking Gotham. But if it was allowed to continue growing and be the 2000s,
I can see that, yeah.
And they're saying that might be an Easter egg to say that they're connected somehow, or they're trying.
Because even the Penguin's car in this Batman still looked kind of old. Like it didn't look like a modern car.
It was a Rolls Royce. I think they always kind of look old.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't realize it was a Rolls Royce.
On this one, it was Gotham through a sepia filter. That's it.
Yeah,
it's just brown.
Isn't Gotham always through a sepia filter though?
A lot of times, yeah. Unless you're Tim Burton, then it's just dark, just black.
Blacks and browns.
Yep. Very dark. Swear to me.
Yeah, Batman's a funny thing, man, because we've got some good ones and we've got some shit ones. So at least we're trending up now and not trending down anymore. So
well, see, I disagree.
That's the whole point of his review is he did not like this.
I think we took a hit here. I mean,
it's certainly it's Jonathan, it's better than the Ben Affleck Batmans.
See, I liked Ben Affleck Batman, and this is why. This is why, because he beat the shit out of people.
What is your obsession with the? Okay, I can see that.
Because he's supposed to. There's 50 dudes in the room, and he walks out.
Jonathan,
I'm gonna say this
because I'm Batman.
I'm gonna say this about the Ben Affleck Batman. If I had that kind of armor on me to where nothing can basically hurt me, I'll beat the shit out of anyone too. Just bring them on.
Well, it's better
that
than this
armor
Batman
was fucking like
that gets his ass
impenetrable.
kicked by regular ass guns.
He doesn't use guns, Jonathan.
So he has a bulletproof on his bulletproof armor.
You know what? I'm gonna say this, Lawrence. You're right. Batman doesn't use guns, but neither does Michael Myers, and he did in the last fucking movie. So I guess anything's on the table now. You didn't like that, did you?
I got bulletproof armor. I could unless you got a shotgun, apparently, because that's going to put you across the room over there. I was telling him, I literally, I laughed out loud when that happened. When he gets that shotgun to the chest, I was laughing my ass off. Oh man, and I was the only one. I was the only one in the theater that just goes, ha ha. Oh, I felt bad for that.
You know how mad you made people in that moment.
Theater.
I don't know.
I bet people were like planning Jonathan's like death when he was laughing during a Batman movie. They're like, this son of a bitch down here. Look at him laughing at Batman.
It caught me off guard because it's supposed to be Batman. Shit like that doesn't happen to Batman. I just, I don't know. Just let the man be Batman.
So George Clooney's not your favorite Batman anymore, Lauren? No.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Mine was Val Kilmer, hands down. I feel like he's the best Batman. He just was in a bad written one. And I still love Batman Forever. It's the worst movie I've seen 100 times.
I'm just going to say I have a I told you so moment to share with you off the air as well, by the way.
Who, me?
Yes.
What did I do?
It involves a Val Kilmer Batman. I'll just say that.
Oh, I got you. But I was going to say Robert Pattinson, I knew would be a good Batman as Bruce. There's still room for improvement. I found myself wanting, but I like the movie, man. I'm going to watch it again, and I feel like this is a good start. Like you said, Jonathan, we have to see the next one, but I feel like this is a great start.
I do need to watch it again also. I don't know that I like it more than the Burtons or more than the Nolans, but I do like it. I will say that. So I need to watch it again just to get it.
I was telling him compared to Batman Begins, there's no content. Batman Begins is so much better.
You know what, Jonathan? I'm going to renege. I'll renege and say that Batman Begins is still better. I think but that's the writing was too good, man. With Nolan and all that, it's hard to compare to that. However, that being said,
he was in a limo, and he had money.
Yeah, he had money. Batman Begins did everything right. That's what people don't understand.
Hashtag broke ass Batman.
I like Batman Begins more than The Dark Knight. You know what I'm saying? Because it does everything right. You have Scarecrow with the fear toxins, the ninjas. So it felt like the comic book Batman too. But then they got rid of all that with The Dark Knight and made it more grounded in reality and more crime driven. And it's like they're almost two different movies. But Batman Begins is still hands down, I think, the GOAT of the Batman movies. That's just my opinion. And that's only because it's so comic book oriented, just like this one is. It's just a better version of this one in a way. I don't know.
I feel like everybody was what they were supposed to be in that movie. Who you expected them to be.
So what about the Keaton Batman, the first one? That's not a good Batman movie for you.
Nobody's expecting anything from the Keaton one because you don't know because it's been so long since we've seen a Batman.
But I felt like it gave you the proper Batman. I mean, I don't think it did Batman wrong character wise.
No, I don't think so either.
I think that movie it hasn't aged well. That and Batman Returns are kind of, I don't care for them, but they're not as good as you remember. Jack Nicholson is the real reason that movie is successful as it is. You take Jack Nicholson out of the Batman 89 and it's not as good.
My only problem with the Keaton Batman was the whole relationship angle
with Vicky Vale.
Yeah,
I thought that was stupid and like
I felt like that was unnecessary. But him as like all the Batman scenes I like.
But the same reasons that you hate Robert Pattinson's Batman in this one should be applied to the Keaton Batman. What do they stand for? It's like, why is Michael Keaton's Batman Batman? What does he get out of it? What's his whole purpose other than his parents died? same as this Robert Pattinson.
But see,
they don't explain that.
The thing is,
with
the Keaton Batman, though, it's almost like it's opposite of this Pattinson one, because that is a mature Batman. That's obviously an older Batman. He's not meant to be portrayed as like a young guy, so maybe he's like past that, I guess, to where Pattinson just hasn't,
but you
embraced
see what I'm saying?
it yet. I don't really know.
Does he care to save people? Is it about, what's his internal reasoning other than his parents dying that he wants to go out?
He did actually save people. Just saying.
Yeah, he did save people at the parade, cutting the balloons. Yep.
Well, he was talking about Pattinson's Batman, not Keaton's.
I mean, he was waiting. he didn't have to wait until they were all poisoned just to see what happened. Keaton, I mean.
I just want to see a Batman from the comic.
Yeah, like even the people in that little like auditorium or whatever, they still got flooded anyway. So Batman beat all those dudes up for like nothing, like just because they were shooting at people. That's about it. So Jonathan has a very valid point.
Jonathan has some points here. He's making me rethink my life at this point. I didn't think that was going to happen. He's a worm tongue.
Is he even a hero in this movie, or is he just a character?
He's almost an accessory to the crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all this shit wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for him.
Right.
Riddler even thanks him at one point where he's like, I couldn't have done this without you. You brought Falcone into the light.
We make a great team, he says.
Yes. And that's where Batman realizes, I can't just be vengeance. I need to be a Cape Crusader again.
So did the Riddler win? Like, was he the winner of this movie?
Not in his eyes.
He got what he wanted.
He said no.
But he's made some contacts in jail. He's gonna be back.
It's true.
Yeah, everyone likes
he's networking.
He's networking.
So
this the last place you want to put a supervillain in with other supervillains, because then they're gonna talk to each other.
Why the fuck would they room him right next to the Joker? Why? Why would they do that?
Right. That's my other question: is why is the Joker in there? I mean, we know about the Joker and things he's done in the comics, whatever.
That's if it's the Joker.
So he's met the Joker before.
But what has he done? Who put him in there?
There's a lot of missing context. So
exactly.
Batman has fought Joker before.
Possibly, or he's in there for something else, which means he's not very super now, is he? Do we need a Batman is what I'm getting at. He's a menace.
I agree.
I'm starting to turn on Batman here.
OnlyBatFans has taken a turn.
You get me on here one time, and next thing you know, it's against Batman now.
The episode's going to end with just OnlyBatFans and a no symbol. Just Lawrence, what are you looking at?
What are you looking at over there, bud?
Is there a poltergeist in your room?
Oh,
is he frozen?
It was Medusa over there. It's got him.
Okay. Well, when he comes back, I guess I'll wrap this up.
He's disconnected twice, I think, since we've been on here trying to keep the show going.
He's having some major issues over there. It's probably got something to do with that computer from the 90s.
Probably so. Hey, there he is.
Welcome back.
90s. No, because the Riddler was using pretty upgraded.
No, we're talking about your computer. See? You don't have the bad computer.
Well, apparently, Batman's not the only one who doesn't have any money, because this video card is smoking on Lawrence's end. I can see it.
Yeah. Oh, and we're talking about him, Batman, or I guess Bruce Wayne in this case, was staring at that kid at least twice while all the cops were around. Like, sir, you might want to look after this man. He's staring at this kid.
So my question for you, Jonathan, since you weren't the biggest fan of this movie, do you regret watching it?
Because I know, and I'll tell you why. Is because I would have heard that it was a great movie, and I've been mad that I didn't go see it.
Fair enough.
So now I know the truth.
I think I was suffering I think I was suffering from theater effect, man. I think I really did love this.
Get out of here with that Mac nonsense, Darren.
Darren tried to cause a fight.
Darren is right. Yeah. I need to buy a Mac.
The only Mac that matters is the one with big in front of it. Okay.
I'm telling, it's my internet, guys. It's I got Sparklights. Stupid. I need to go AT&T.
I have Sparklight.
I have Sparklight. You are full of shit.
Anyway, going off the rails here, Lawrence. But did you want to touch on anything else, or?
Yeah, it's about to be time to wrap it up, guys. But I will say this: I will be seeing it again. But as of right now, I still think it's a great Batman movie.
Let's do a re-review. Like let's rewatch it and then do a re-review to see if we still feel the same about it.
I still think it's a great Batman movie. I still enjoyed it. There was nothing about it I would really change, except for the Nirvana music. Other than that, it's still a good movie.
We should do a watch along, and the comment as we go.
But it's a 3-hour movie.
Look, man, we'll do it. You're sat through it one time. What's another one?
Actually, I ain't gonna lie. I watched it in segments, like 1-hour segments.
But how'd you do that? That's not out yet.
How you think?
Oh, Greg, I didn't mean to. Damn.
I actually got a screener copy from Warner Brothers or whoever the fuck put it out.
Right. Yeah.
Whoever sent it to me.
Shit shows up in the mail. I watch it. I throw it away.
Greg, I will touch on one last thing. The Riddler's face is a perfect circle. That's all I had to say.
He's a strange-looking fellow.
There's a guy.
Dude is always strange.
There's a guy that works in the automotives department at my work, and he looks like the Riddler. Just saying.
I mean, maybe he's just like a generic-looking guy, and there's a lot of people that look like him.
Well, his mouth is a perfect circle too. Like when he would do certain faces, it was just cool. He is a strange-looking fellow. Dude, what are you doing, Greg?
I'm doing Dustin and the logo.
What?
Since you always complain about that.
He's got a Twinkie in his face on that logo. All right, guys.
All right, man.
So we're going to call it a night. Last things. We said this in the beginning of the episode, but we'll do it again. Thank you to our Patreon subscribers, S'mores and Doors, Shelby W., Hayden Cornelius, Jay the Stingray, Orc145626, Jonathan Cantrell. If you like
appreciate it, bud.
Please like and subscribe, guys. It does help the channel out. We are growing. We went from going like 50 was a good number for subscribers. We're up to 200 plus subscribers, Greg, in less than a year. So
we're doing
on up.
Had a lot of ups and downs, but we're still hanging in there.
Hey, we're having fun, man. So that's all that matters.
Yeah, and it couldn't have happened without you guys. We do love all you guys tuning in every Tuesday.
Thank you to everyone who listens.
Help us out.
And thank you, Broke-Ass Batman.
Yes. Hashtag Broke-Ass Batman.
Hashtag Broke-Ass Batman. All right. So anything you want to plug in, Jonathan? You got another Unsolicited Laughters.
Yeah, new show should be coming out soon. So go to your favorite podcast place and look for it. It's coming soon.
Unsolicited Laughters, guys.
All
right, Greg.
Slackercast every Tuesdays. That's about it. Slack off.
Slack off.
All right.